Okay. Hey everyone, and welcome back to Jaraci Cup 7. Going to be covering some games now between myself, Bozocow, in the green, and Houston as Conef, who's in the chat, as you can see. 13906, don't know what those numbers mean, but those are his numbers. He picks Conef. I had a long think about it, and I ended up picking Coalition. I wanted to do something a bit different. I banned Torrent Crater, because like I said in the last cast, I'm not sure, but I think maybe it's strong for Conef. Houston bans KT Alt, picks the Shallows. I pick Kalash Teeth and then Firebase Krill. Houston picks Galzian Territories, and I pick the Boneyard for the ace match. So jumping into game 1 here. It's on Shallow, so I'm already kind of planning on going Greed. I kind of have forgotten how these games go, so this will be kind of an adventure for me as well. But you can see it's definitely SC first for me here. Sandskimmer Fab on the queue quick for Houston. He bans KT because of my rail shenanigans. Well, oh wait. That can't make sense though, because you knew the faction already. I was Coalition. Can you do Coalition rail rushes? No. I've tried actually. It doesn't work. What is this? That's a sport cruiser. SC coming up here for Bozo, which is me. Oh, I see. You mean like you just always banned KT, so it was like just force of habit. But it's going to be Assault Ship Fab coming out quick for Houston here as he moves his PC out across the line. Obviously, I would always say on the Shallows, if you're going to go for some kind of tech first, you know, you can't go Skimmers into ref mode, you'll just lose eco that way. So this is the right move. He wants to get some kind of pressure down. It's going to be tough, though. I think I had an idea, once upon a time, of a Assault Ship Contain. So you'd kind of come up here and you'd push him off these two bases, and then he'll tech rails to stop you. And then you go for rails, you get up here, you get range calibration, and you hold the hill, and then you mine off of his 4th base. But it turned out to just be way too hard to pull off. You just needed so much money. I mean, maybe it's possible, but it's the kind of thing I pull out in like the group stage to sort of troll. If I want to if I really want to like try something funny against someone who I think I'm going to beat. You know what I mean? So in other words, not a very good strat. Never made it work against a top tier player. You can do rail rushes on Shallows, though, with, you know, range calibration especially. Houston, though, he's actually starting to mine here long distance. I'd love this PC to be in the front line, because if he's going to go eco, he would have gone just ref mode first. If he's going to go aggro, he really wants the PC up there for the front line, like, movement. And I see 2 skims, so he knows my deal. It's SC first. Base runner's at home, don't want to risk losing that. And the probe is just kind of circling around to try and see what's going on. I see armor now. But I'd already started fighter and gunship, so I'm thinking about it. I went through all 3 techs. Looks like it is going to be rails for me. Fighter and gunship would work, maybe, but like obviously if he's got 2 PC, maybe I just die. So I don't really want to risk it. There is no biscuit, so there's nothing to risk it for. Yeah, I mean, the eco build really is just all about how fast can I get money without dying, right? And if you can strike that balance, it's very easy to get ahead of people if they don't also match with an eco build. And indeed, ref mode first coming out for Houston now, but look how long I've been on 2 base. This is great for me. One assault ship that's not really going to be map pressure, and even if it was, I could just put down a turret, but I don't think I even need it. Range powered up for me as well. Rail Fab about 10 seconds away. I should be completely fine here. And I've still got that base burner too, like I always talk about. I didn't send it out to the middle, it's over here, so we can go for artifacts as well after we stabilize this push. But he does have ref mode done at least, so he is mining a little bit. He's only got RUs here though. Like I said though, he's not going to push on this carrier. I really want to, I want to rotate out, get this rail out of danger. Oh jeez, what am I doing? What am I doing? Well, maybe he could have killed this, but I don't know. It's whatever. This probe here gonna die, though, for sure. But I did see, hey, look, he's at home, so he must have ref mode. And I'm checking that, right? Because I want to see, like, how much do I need to commit to the defense here? Apparently not as much as I had thought, so I'm instead gonna go fighter and gunship and try and bring the fight back to him. It's a bit risky, I guess, because he could go for interceptors. Oh, and he is. Alright, that'll make things interesting. You can see I'm taking to, or I'm building an SC here though, so I'm going to try to fill out my 3rd base. Because I don't really feel any pressure from his push anymore. And I do have control of the field, so I'm going to move out and try and get an artifact with that control. Base Runner is here as well, so I mean we could have AA turrets if we needed them. Which, unlike vanilla, are cheaper than normal turrets in patch. Even though I think actually they're a bit more impactful, but I like that though about them, because it allows Coalition, because they can't win a fight like air versus air, they can quickly get some ground anti-air. Coalition needed a lot of help, actually, when the OP builds that they had were removed from vanilla. They had like timing builds, but nothing else, you know what I mean? As you can see, third base getting saturated for me fully now. I really want to get this pushed out. I want to like get up onto that extraction zone. I outrange him, but it's tricky because anytime he pushes, I have to yield a bit of ground. Skimmers, I always say, will never push on LAVs, but LAVs can't really push on skimmers without a numbers advantage either. This is a good trade for me, though. I see the assault ships as well. They're kind of on me, so I'm going to try to set down a turret. Base Runner is kind of derping, though. So this is getting risky, but he backs away here. I think maybe he outspeeds me, yeah? So he was never going to lose shots there. I think maybe he could have actually killed these rails, but he chose to back away. I mean, it looked like a bit of a questionable fight for me. We do have an interceptor in the hangar for Houston as well, but I'm on 3 base, so I'm actually able to double produce here. So I'm probably going to have more air than him. Houston going for his second PC just now, but that means no more interceptors. So that's actually a bit of a bad call, I think. Yeah, well, it's tricky, Cable, because like for instance, people used to criticize A-Game for this all the time. Back in the days of like the artifact cups. By the way, I was sad to find there's actually a hill here. I forgot about that. So he gets that for free. That was well done. He can't push on this though. But yeah, back in the Artifact Cup days, people would always tell A-Game, like, look, if you would just, like, push in these scenarios, you'll win the game. And he's like, well, easy for you to say, you can see everything, right? So, I mean, it's actually, like, often... If you play too safe, you will lose, right? But it's often actually safe to not push. I see, you wanted to try and equalize. I think it just takes the tempo out for the air switch, though. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, I know that's like a horrible noise to listen to, but like... I've got the Rona. I don't have coronavirus, but... I am sick. Is Sandskimmer getting hunted down? Probably. But yeah, so like, Eric can get field control, but not if there's only one of them, really, right? So like, if you build one, I say build at least 3. The PC's good, though, right? You do definitely want to get map pressure like that, so I'm not going to disagree with that, but you need to, yeah, you just need to have... I don't even know how to say it. Like, you need to get the map pressure with the air first, and then you can start going into a PC, right? Base Runner anti are pretty thick, by the way. It actually manages to kill one of the interceptors on its own. And because I saw him launch too, I'm gonna feel pretty okay, like, using my strike fighters, and sure enough, he does actually end up docking there, so I get only 2 cells. I have to back away, though, because this guy got low. Wow, he's got 10 HP. In patch, you have to micro when you're around a PC. There's no way to survive it. But this interceptor coming in way too deep now. Ooh. Yeah, he got jibbed. That's unfortunate. That brings the air war to, like, 1 versus 5. But Houston is gonna go for Con of Siege, which I don't think is a terribly bad plug. But he really needs to get ground anti-air first. And I think taking the missile ships would be the way. Because just because Gaussian Air generally wins the air war doesn't mean that you'll win if you get behind on numbers, right? It actually would in vanilla. It's crazy in vanilla, like, interceptors just dominate strike fighters, but, you win now, you have Con of Siege, yeah, of course. Yeah, did you guys know Marchwadden is only good in the game because he builds Con of Siege? Pff, what a noob player. I was so tilted when Strike was saying that in JC6. By the way, you get dunked. those Sandskimmers are gonna die. He gets some good damage there, actually. That poke is... Oh wait, did he lose one? Yeah, he did lose one, never mind. Strike Fighter is better versus ground, and they can produce faster, but Interceptor is better versus air, and they're faster. Actually, in campaign, strike fighters can't even target ground at all, but strike fighters are also much better against strikecraft than interceptors are. It's like against LAVs, for example. I mean, obviously LAVs have anti-air, but like strike fighters can kill LAVs, but interceptors can never kill LAVs. So that's one thing to know about them. Sport Cruiser anti-air coming out for me now. Now this is because I have a whole bunch of railguns here, and I thought, now I can move to like late game techs and get AV fab and stuff, but I could also actually push on my opponent here. If we get SC anti-air, I don't have to worry about backstabs with the interceptors. I can make a power push like you used to do in the vanilla days. These obviously still exist. This is a little bit in here. I'm just gonna let one of these railguns die, but you know, whatever. He didn't matter to me anyway. This turret is in a decent oh, it's in a very bad spot. I take it back. Yeah, look, he hasn't got line of sight until they get to like there. So that turret gonna go down, but I do have rails splitting now to try and weed out these assault ships. These guys are doing their job well. Another artifact comes out for me though. Sport Cruiser anti-air is close. He's gonna launch the interceptors, going for these railguns, so the choice for me now is pretty obvious to launch the strike fighters, right? But I don't. What am I doing? Well, the base runner managed to kill one of them anyway. He did get a railgun kill though. We're gonna trade out well with the sand skimmers once again. The assault ship's finally gonna get taken care of, it looks like. SCAA is done now. And now the interceptors from Houston not really able to fight me around my carrier anymore. So I can basically just kind of drive in. I have a whole lot of railguns. We should be able to just sort of F2 right click on my opponent, right? Power 1 on the way as well. Obviously I want to get those power upgrades if I can, but these extractions are not going to hurt either. That's the third artifact. This would be the fourth if I can get it. And we do still have that air, so I'm going to launch it as well. Houston still has some air units though, but he's also got this kind of siege. Now, kind of siege is very good against railguns generally, but there's a lot of these guys. I mean, like, and there's healing too. Whoa! I disconnected my something. I disconnected my monitor. Here, 1 second. We're having technical difficulties. But I assume that what you can see on the screen, if it is in fact displaying, is carnage. Professional casting right here. Okay, got my monitor back. Okay, here we go. How have things changed since I last saw you? Obviously one of the kind of siege cruisers died here, right? So the railguns obviously did their job pretty well. And they took a lot of damage, as you can see, from the barrage and from the carrier missiles, but it wasn't quite enough, so I'm able to push into his base here now. Yeah, they have to get an upgrade for it, though. But I got that upgrade, that's what I was talking about, SCAA. And that allows the Conif carrier to not really use those interceptors, right? He can't do it. Anyway, and so then, yeah, the railguns are able to push on that Conif siege, and this carrier is quite powered, so I should be able to just drive it in for victory. Pretty good barrage, though, from this kind of siege, but it is going to go down anyway. Fourth artifact as well. And I have a lot of power that I don't even have allocated, but it won't really matter. I could put it into armor, that's probably the best, but like... There goes the game. That's so funny, I accidentally, like, I kicked my, the cord that, like, powers the monitor, so it just, like, turned off. I was like, what's happening? But that's okay. I am going to take the game, so that brings the series to 1-0. Let's load up game 2. It felt to me, though, I was surprised actually watching this replay. He did go for, like, the early push with the assault ships, and then he just backed off of it and then went to ref mode. And, oh, I just clicked out of it, but you can see those numbers for the money. Vastly in my favor, right? And that's gonna happen if you go for like halfway eco plays, right? It's just not really good. Second map gonna be College Thief. I picked this obviously because I wanted to do an AV rush, and my thoughts were that, you know, if I let him get to a late game, I think Conif probably has the advantage on this map, but I probably am okay here. I think we quick dropped one RU from this guy. That's pretty tryhard. But whatever, this is going to be AV rush, so you can see queuing up one salvager onto the CUs here. One guy goes to RUs, and we retire the base burner, and that should be pretty much perfect for this eco, or for this opener, for this build order. Meanwhile, Houston going for Sandskimmer Fab immediately. He's also building some salvagers here off the PC. But if I remember correctly, he goes for a railgun rush here. Second, I improve my BO. Well, basically, if you went for tech early, you've got to get damage with the tech, and if you went for eco early instead, you're just trying to defend, right? Because your problem last game was that you went for tech, right? And then what you should do then is like try and pressure me with the assault ships so that you can get up onto 2 base faster, but instead you only had 1, right? So bring that PC forward. Get ref mode later, probably when you're at about fleet cap, right? Like when you're at 25. So you have like 3 assault ships to pressure me with. Does that mean you shouldn't get skim fab if you're going to go fast refinery mode? Yes, you should not. If you're going to go ref mode first, obviously you get it first, right? And then you go for skim fab. And the amount of salvagers that you build after getting refinery mode techs started and before you get like sandskimmer tech on the way, that kind of determines how greedy you are, but it's very unsafe. The best way to do it is go ref mode and then straight into sandskimmer tech. AV fab done for me now, so this is going to be an AV rush, but we're going to run in actually to a rail rush from Houston. So this is kind of a nice build order matchup for him. Let me take a sip on my drink here. And so we're planning on getting damage with these AVs, but when I see this I get a bit worried, right? Because obviously, like, oh, okay. He's actually pushing on me with some tech. And so probably what I'm going to want to do is just go for carrier production upgrade and then try and get a LAV spam on him, but I might build a couple of AVs first, just trying to fight the skims before rails come out. After all, it could be assault ship fab as well, in which case these AVs are actually pretty good. But yeah, I want to try and, you know, fight him with these AVs if I can. I need to check for tech, no tech yet. That gives me a bit more confidence as well to push in. Unfortunately though, I'm going to let this LAV get killed. I got a little juked there. But I do have armor 1. This AV could die if like they all committed on it, but this guy would save him, and then this guy would show up as well. So I'm pretty good right here, and I'll just continually check with this LAV, well, and see when he's getting his tech. Didn't see it yet. He doesn't have it yet. It's actually been unfortunate for me. It happens right now, so that thing starts raising up there. Obviously, this is how you tell that a player has railgun tech. It just went down again. But, you know, trust me. So railgun tech is done. Assault rail is on the way. LAV is going to see it. And now the question is, okay, so what can these AVs do? I'm actually going to try to pressure his base here. But as I recall, this is a bit of a mistake, actually, because if he manages to defend it, I just, like, lose these guys. Whereas I could have actually had them for the defense and then go to backstab when I know that his army is committing against me. As it stands, I was getting carrier production and just going straight for LAV spam. I need to drop a logistics module though, right? Oh, straight into rail fab, actually, okay. But yeah, as you can see, like, he's got his whole army here, so, like, this ain't no good for me. He's already gotten one shot with the railgun too, but like you can see, this number of skims is actually able to fight back at least. And so with just a bit of damage from the carrier and the railguns, he manages to clean it up. And now it kind of looks like these AVs died for nothing. But I have forced Houston back to his base at least, so they did get that value for me. Hey, and they killed 1 skim. So that's not as bad as it could be. Actually, I think they maybe got 2, but I'm not sure. Yeah, they got 2. LAV spam is on the way though, obviously, and I'm going to want to take Assault Pack once I have some time, or money more appropriately. Assault Rails will still push on these LAVs though, but then that's when I go for Railgun Fab. The thing is though, Rail Rushes are difficult to execute because LAVs can fight Assault Rails if they get into bad positions, and so it's kind of tricky. He has to be very careful with how he positions his units. And I'd say on College Teeth there being a choke point here which favors the LAVs. Uh-oh. Yeah, see, this is exactly what he doesn't want to do. I think what he wants to do, he wants to attack from this angle here. We are going to get 2, I think. Yep. You can see I pulled back just as fast as I was able. He doesn't have any skimmer ups either here, so... In fact, he got railgun armor 1. But I wouldn't do that. I would go for the skimmer ups first. I think they're a bit more impactful. Because you really have to keep the strikecraft majority. And the assault rails, they allow you to trade freely, but they can't really fight the LAVs close up. So you need to get like a couple of free shots, and then that ensures that your skimmers will win. I didn't quite see who won that trade, but it looks like it was him. Assault pack is done now as well, so that gives us another tool for getting up on top of these assault rails. And yeah, the angle he really wants to attack from is around here, because here's where he's got, see, all this open terrain, and he denies the second, which is pretty important as well. He doesn't have any LDMs either, which I think kind of hurts him here a little bit. Because normally, if he can maintain this status quo, he's good. Because, you know, he's actually mining LDM and I'm not. But, you know, again, though, that'd be something that those AAVs would have been great for if I could have kept them alive. Regardless, though, 3 assault rails out. I think he could actually make this rail push work. But he's kind of backing away. See, like, this PC moving is a little bit suspicious because I think he... Whoa. I think he could actually still win this game by, you know, pushing out with the railguns, but I don't know. Maybe he sees this rail and he just figures it's not really worth a try anymore. Yeah, so ref mode is going to be on the queue for him. Now, that being said, he's got 2 PC, right? Is he fleet capped? Oh, I can't check him. No, he's definitely not fleet capped. He's probably got quite a bit of room left. And so he can actually try to pop up the 3 base fast as he can, but this LAV is kind of giving it away, right? You're gonna see this PC moving here, like, well, I know what he's doing, like, I'm not gonna be caught by this, so then I just commit into eco instead of army. And he isn't going to catch my... He isn't going to catch my army here, right? So, you saw the rail felt like eco was better. Yeah, I mean, that might be true. Because it is true, like, sometimes the railgun rush can't really work, like, it gets to a point where the coalition player stabilizes, and if you keep trying to do it, you kind of just get yourself killed. So maybe I respect that, actually. This LAV probably gonna die now. He does boost, but no way. So he does go down. Yeah, but that's fine. He gave me all the info that I needed. One more salvager and I'll have this base filled out. And that gets me onto 2 faster than my opponent. We do have ref mode done now, though, so it's gonna be marginal. He can also get up to 3 base faster, but maybe I can actually have the push if I'm careful about how I play this. I think it's a little risky, though. I think the better move for me is to go for 3 base and try and just beat my opponent to it. Actually, I guess one thing to note, I don't actually know how many PCs he's got. I was pretty sure it was 2, but I hadn't actually seen it. I've seen both of the PCs, but only, like, I've seen them in different times, right? So I don't know which one's which. Base printer actually getting produced, though, and AVs again. Okay, so I guess instead of going for upgrades here, we're going to go for AV rail. So we're going to go for like a full armor composition. Not worried about air because he has rail tech. If he was going to get air, it'd be coming a lot later. So this maybe is actually pretty good, now that I think about it. AVs can fight from close range, rails can fight from long range, and then I do have this LAV blob, which is not going to hurt me. Thing is, though, if my opponent's going to 3 base and I'm not, I better be getting some damage done here, so we'll have to see what I'm able to get done there. Oh, bad time to take a sip on my drink, eh? Actually, I remember this now. I remember this, because I was like, dang, that was Pog. Obviously, if these guys get damaged, the skims are going to win that fight, and I just wasn't paying attention. So he gets a free cruise missile shot on me, and I reckon he could have actually pushed further. He's got the upgrade advantage as well, and he's got the numbers. Well, not as significantly as I thought, and there are AVs here. So yeah, he's probably actually right to back away. Heavy Vehicles Armor 2 coming out for me as well now. This looks a little suspicious, but I wanted to keep these guys healed, so... I don't know what I'm doing. Again, though, note, like, my opponent was on 3 base, so I kind of slowed myself down for it, but now I'm gonna kind of cave in, and I'm gonna go for 3 base myself. So it looks to me like I just kind of fell a bit behind there. He didn't have a huge amount of eco either, though. He's only got 1 RU miner here. The probe sees it, too. So, you know, this is okay. We're going to get up onto 3 base at even timing, but I could have been ahead of him if I wanted to. He could have been ahead of me if he wanted to as well. Here come the LAVs. I do still have that boost ability, which is going to be very nice for me. The AVs can frontline, but obviously this number of skins would actually kill them. But then I can burst in with the LAVs, and I'll always win that trade if we're fighting around my AVs. Honor Guard Cruisers coming out at a very early timing, though, and that's a powerful tech against what I'm going for. Obviously, like, mass rails and AVs is going to really suffer against Honor Guards. Heavy's 3 coming out from you, though, and this is where these AVs start to look a little bit invulnerable. He does have rating, but he doesn't have any damage ups. And we're going to tech into AC Fab as well. So it looks like maybe that's not really what I wanted to go for. I just want to go for like an AC play into like artillery. Yeah, man, they're my favorite too. And they've even got anti-air. Oh, they're just like, they do everything, you know? Super good unit. They do everything and nothing, because if you use them in the wrong way, they just die for nothing, and they're very expensive, but they are a great unit. Anyway, I've got to say, my play confuses me a little bit. I keep asking, like, so what am I going for here? But I'm sure I'll figure it out eventually. First honor guard on the queue now for Houston. He does have that tech done. He's getting power reserves as well. And it looks like he's moving into that late game, but he does not have Con of Siege, so I think I'm actually kind of okay here. Need to watch out, though. These skins definitely want to have me for lunch. I think I boosted there. I'm going to set down a turret on the extraction zone, too, just because I thought he was going to commit. Maybe a bit of a waste. Obviously, Con of Carry missiles don't really care about turrets. They're just going to chunk that one. I don't know what I'm scouting for here, but, you know, whatever. Hey, actually, the turret killed one skim. That's not as bad as I thought. He should missile this down, though. He definitely can do that if he wants. And now he techs into Assault Ship Fab, I think moving for Con of Siege. Oh, wow, the turret killed an Assault Rail there. That's gotta feel bad. That's pretty lucky for me. Honor Guard is out, though. And all of a sudden, this army really has to be pretty scarce. You can see I'm gonna back away. Oh, I could get a run by here, though. Boost was already used, so it's on cooldown. But yeah, there's really nothing to stop me here. There's one Assault Rail, that's it. So this is going to be really powerful. That's going to deny a lot of mining from Houston. This AV feeling a little bit awkward, though. But I really need to come back and defend my main, because he kind of has a similar idea. Still, they're going to chunk out quite a few salvagers here. Around the number of 1. It's quite a few, apparently, in my mind. Oh well, we denied a lot of mining time as well, though, and that's really valuable. The mining time that you deny from your opponent and the fact that you make him micro, and so see he slows down on other plays, definitely a good backstab there. And this is a support cruiser. If that was an assault cruiser, that'd be perfect, because he's right on time, but no, he's a little bit late. But, the assault cruiser is not going to shine in the front line here, so I probably want to send him off to the backside, onto the main base of my opponent. And I probably want to use the overcharge to get him there faster as well. Oh boy, the HGC has got my number, though. If one more shot, he would have killed like 6 LAVs there. I didn't see the first shot, but he did get one off. And now we have artillery buildings, so I've actually teched to this already. Assault Ship Tech is done for Houston, but he does not have Con of Siege on the way yet, and that's, I think, what he was going for. He'll pick up this AV, which is nice. This has to stay a bit longer than he thought, because like I said, I do have some very good armor on those units there. Missile attempt here, but I did move. But he hits me anyway, so pretty good for him. And you can see he's actually doing a lot of damage to these units with those honor guards. And this AC gonna move in for the backline poke. But my carrier needs to be careful here, because I could easily lose from this position. I still have the LAVs, though. If I keep them alive, we're gonna be okay, because the skimmers can't do a run by. LAVs will trade okay, even though they don't have upgrades, if there's, you know, SCs and AVs and stuff around. HGCs, no, they do not have the Sunder ability. So as you can see, the AC once again pulls these guys off the mining. Looks like he's got about 1,000 left there as well. Barrage comes down on this artillery cruiser, but it's in a bit of an odd spot. Yeah, this one's better. I'm taking a lot of damage to my carrier, though, but the LAVs are going to jump on here. They want to capitalize on this barrage. We're going to trade for a couple assault rails, but that seems not worth. Oh, and the rails are here too. Yeah, I thought this was going to be like a concentrated push, but I need to get these rails out of here. They're in danger. Turret is set up as well. Amazingly, the honor guard didn't one-shot it. I thought they did, actually. I'm surprised it has line of sight there, but, you know, I actually didn't know. The line of sight in this, like, in this choke point is very suspicious. Sometimes you can shoot through it in certain angles. Power 3 on the way for me now. I do have a support cruiser to heal up this carry, but I took a lot of damage. But I realized, like, I really just need more AVs, really. If I could have had fighter and gunship, a gunship would have been great here, but, I did lose that LEV blob, and I told you it's really good if I don't lose it because he can't really pressure my bases. But once it's gone, obviously he comes right in. He knows that this is kind of what he can get for the cost of my LAVs. These guys gonna get healed up though. I'm decently safe. This turret is still alive, and I can set down another one soon. But this AC is still just causing real problems for Houston on the backline. And ACs are just so good on this map. But that's one reason why Con of Siege would be great, because they can do kind of a similar thing. It is in fact going to kill a heavy rail here also. Oh, but I want to be sure I don't lose it here now. Artillery going to do some damage to that Con of Carrier as well. I have a lot of artillery here, but I need to be a bit more careful about blobbing them than this. This is a little bit lazy of me. I want to get the AC here. This is where he's really safe. Hopefully I know that he's not really in cover from that position. Uh-oh. Yeah, see, he wants to deal with this HTC, and he's gonna... If he kills that AC, things are very much better for him. I think it's in cover, but it's not. So that's pretty cringe. Not gonna lie. Damage upgrade starting to come out on these skims. So he wants to actually commit a little bit harder into that. HTC just now starting to hit this guy. Overcharge turned on. Do I think I can kill this HTC? There's no way. I mean, yeah, if there's nothing else there, but I'm pushing into Fog of War for it. Yeah, so sure enough, the heavy rails are going to catch him. I'm doing a bit of friendly fire there with the artillery. I didn't notice that. And the HTC even gets a bit of veterancy for it. I'm trying to make a push here, actually, so I'm trying to, like, actually push for the field control, but this is very risky. It's good for me that I've got this probe that's not getting killed by anyone's PD, but, that just really says, like, you know how much stuff there is here, so you need to be careful. Yeah, it looks like I'm gonna back away a little bit. Oh yeah, and I saw this angle, I was like, I'm gonna kill an HEC with LAVs here, right? Because obviously this guy's a bit out of position. He can't be close to chokes or else he'll die. And actually he was given a stop order too, which means artillery's gonna hit him, so that kind of seals the deal if it wasn't enough already. So that's really unfortunate for him, like losing that HTC. I should just immediately send these AAVs into the backline and make him respond and then get the field control. I'm not doing it, so that's a bit of a mistake for me. I can see it so clearly as the caster, but as the player I'm not so good. Uh-oh, I don't have any coverage against these skims. There's no ACs here. There's like 3 AVs, that's it. The carrier can do some work, I guess. Artillery crews are gonna get jibbed also, and this guy's getting hit too. So my unit control is pretty bad here. Yeah, I've got smokes too, so I could have saved this guy, but I missed it. Aye, but I've made some big oofs myself since then. He's getting damage on these rails too. I actually do remember feeling like, wait, where did my artillery cruisers go at about this point? I must have not even realized they died. We're really losing a lot of army here, and this number of railguns is pretty intimidating. To be fair, many of these are assault railguns, but that's actually maybe good because it means I can't tech switch back to LAV to try and catch him. Because that's really all he needs is like assault rails and heavy rails, and I can't really beat him with LAVs here. Main base starting to get mined out for me, much earlier than my opponent, as you can see. That's usually a good sign. So I'm going to be retiring some salvagers there, but it does mean I need to be aware of my low amounts of CUs, actually, because I'm not going to get many back. We held off the counterattack there, which is nice, but Houston has got Con of Siege tech now. I didn't notice that. Let me tell you guys, Con of Siege and Honor Guard cruisers are a very, very powerful combo. Because it becomes really difficult, like you can't actually get close to the Honor Guard because the Con of Siege will kill you. But you can't get far away from the Honor Guard because the Con of Siege will barrage you, and the Honor Guard is obviously a long-range unit. So they both manage to fight in both the close-range and long-range scenarios, and it's just like... Or that's not necessarily true, it's like both of them can fight at long range, but the Con of Siege totally covers the close-range weakness that the Honor Guard has. So if you can ever get to this combo, it's really, really hard to beat it. Bombers would maybe be a play, but yeah, HGCs can AA too, yeah. That's a good point. He really wants to get this turret, he actually hasn't managed to get it yet. But I'm more worried about the artillery cruisers. As you can see, I target everybody to heal him. Just trying to get him out of danger. A We've got 2 more artillery cruisers over here, though, and these rails are mighty blobbed up, so there's a chance that I can get massive damage on these barrages. You can see me splitting as well. I'm trying to make sure I don't take too much damage. But I imagine I barrage at this point. Well, maybe not. You can see, though, those units getting dangerously low. If I had, like, 1 more AC to, like, backstab here, that'd be great. But Power 5 is on the way, and you know what that means. AVs here, getting an angle on this HGC. The rails are getting shot at with artillery, so they really have to vacate. They didn't quite. They wanted to attack the AVs, but many rails gonna die for that. HGC goes down. Second one is gonna be okay, though, it looks like. The turret shot it out for a bit. Well, maybe it's not, actually, because this carrier is still chasing. Power 5 is done. We don't have vision anymore because he just sniped that probe with a base runner, but I still kind of know where he is, so here's the cruise missile shot. Gonna corral him towards me, that's really what I want, but these skimmers could maybe still be a problem for me. I want to keep these AVs alive if I can. I catch 2 railguns in the base runner, that seems pretty good to me. Yeah, I just, like, obviously he did snipe the probe, but I still knew where he was gonna go, so... One thing that always bothered me about cruise missiles, though, is that you can get vision with them. Like, they show you where your opponent is. Oh well. Base runner's pushing in here as well, so here's the first con of siege, but it's popping right into the middle of, like, my carrier, so this is too much damage there. And the artillery cruisers still exist as well, so... Gonna set down double turret here with these base runners. And, yeah, I mean, he really needs to power up, like, mobility and just try to get out of here, but this is a pretty dire situation. Turrets killing all the skims as well in case I needed it, but, I mean, it looks like this was pretty secure anyway. And that will be game 2, but I've got to say, there was actually a moment in the mid-game where it seemed like Houston, after I tried the first push and failed, it seemed like Houston was really ahead. But I managed to wrangle it back, so that's going to bring the series to 2-0. Let's move on to game 3 now. Tell March where I am. Alright. Map 3. And in we go. Wait, am I recording? Oh, yes. You always gotta watch out for that. Map 3 gonna be Firebase Cruel. This is also my pick. And why? Because I think that AVs are really strong on this map. But this game turned out much different than that. I remember this one now. But it is still gonna be Coalition versus Conf, as before. And hopefully it will load. There we go. So in we go to Firebase Grill. And it's going to be LAV Fab first from me, but 4 on CUs tells you this is probably actually LAV Rush. And I'm going to keep the base runner too, okay. So often what you'll see is that we retire the base runner and go for really quick carry production. I remember doing this though, actually. I was thinking, like, let's try something different. Whoa. Oh. Sorry, I'm stretching. So LAV Fab gonna finish about the same time as this Salvager, and then we'll probably try to make a couple of them to scout it across the field. Houston, meanwhile, 1 on RUs, 2 on RUs now. Looks like this is gonna be Rail Rush. So that's pretty fortuitous for me, because Rail Rush tends to fail against LAV first. But this is a little bit, this is a little bit different because I still have the base runners. We'll have to see. That means that my timing is a bit slower, but I do have access to turrets. You thought it was a Bozo throw and pushed, but then you ate the artillery fire. Yeah, I guess I can see that, because the thing was, it really was a Bozo throw, but I'm not exactly sure how you had to capitalize on it, so... Because I lost a lot of units, right? Like, at that point, my army was just way too small, but, managed to come back from it, I guess, by virtue of artillery. I think maybe what you should have done was just gone straight to Khan of Siege there, and then gone for the KSC Honor Guard combo. Because I think you could have had it faster, and then that would have been maybe curtains for me, actually. This guy is being lazy. Oh, he's stuck. Look at that. He can't move. I should be watching this, though. There is a fight going on in the middle. Two skims here out now. They're going to chase down this LAV. Hey, look, I'm not a coalition player, okay? This happens sometimes. Obviously, I say that because he's not as fast as them, so they're going to be able to chase him down. Production upgrade finishing for me just now, though. And actually, wow, LAVs are good. Because he actually has to back away there. That's pretty crazy. LAVs being produced now, 2 at a time. Oh, you have to go? Oh. Well, I'll see you, Houston. LAVOP, please nerf. Ah, it's just like vanilla all over again. I think I'm trading decently well here, but he can obviously re-heal, so it's a little bit hard to say. But Houston does not have rail tech on the way yet. I think he has second P. Oh no, he has assault ship tech done, and one of them's out actually. Oh. Okay, so I misread it. I thought he was going to go for rail push, but no, that's not the case. We're going to drop a turret down here then, just to be safe. And I flipped this guy back onto RUs. I had two CU LDMs, but I want the RUs here because I want to go up to tech. Obviously, that's going to be more important to me if he's actually doing a assault ship play here. I have the tech, the money actually already for railgun fab as far as RUs go, so I just have to save up a bit to get that tech, but I'm not really in a rush. I think this is okay for me. And indeed, this is a very good trade here as well. Ha, I got that last one just at the very end. And now I'm going to actually try to push on him a bit. That's a little bit silly. Maybe I just want to hold out here until I have rails out. But, I mean, like, maybe I could overwhelm these assault ships, but I'd have to get, like, armor upgrades at least. So yeah, this is a bit risky of me. This is kind of like how you would use skimmers. I think that's why I'm doing it. Because they won't, you know, they won't get caught out so bad if they poke out. I'm such a Gaussian main. It's terrible. I need to learn how to play Coalition so I have more versatility, but you can see it's just not quite top tier, is it? We saw this in group stage as well. Railgun Fab on the way for me, though, and an SC is on the way, so we're going to move up to 2 base as well, unless he can stop me. But so far, has it looked like he's going to be able to push on that second base? Not really, and once the carrier is there, things only get harder for him in that way. He does have the superior unit, though, but like I have so many numbers, I'm just not sure if he can do it. And ref mode wasn't on the way, so he's going to be pretty slow to get up to eco as well. I think that's what he's going for, though. We'll have to see, though. I assume he clicks on that any moment now. He's got the money. Rails are on the way, by the way. And then I had an idea to myself, like, okay, well, in this scenario, what we could do, actually, is move up to 2 base here, rather than worrying too much about, like, filling it out. Go for, like, a backstab over here with, like, the LAVs. Yeah, okay, ref mode is on the way now for Houston. So he's going to back away from the push. We're just kind of sharking around with this probe. We don't want to die to a PC randomly, but we want to make sure that we know that we're not going to die when we send these LAVs off to the side. In that case, why is he going to mid? He should just go here. Yeah, there you go, okay. my thought process is much cleaner when I'm casting, eh? Because you don't actually have to do all of this stuff. Ref mode, about 20 seconds out now as well. Base runner being built by me also, so I want to go for 2 base runners here on this play, and I am actually going to saturate that base, so I take that back. But the railguns are coming too, because I feel like there's nothing coming on my flank. Houston is fully yielding the ground, so I might as well just go for the... Might as well go for the play with all the units that I've got here. My audio is kind of getting a bit weird, but... hopefully it doesn't show up on stream. I think it's a headphone problem, like hardware. Anyway, the railguns here shooting up these assault ships. They're going to make the dangerous run back over onto that side. Remember, this is the fake hill of fire-based drills, so you may regret that. Oh, looks like he's going to get away. Do note, though, that this has always annoyed me about this map, but this hill is actually not real. You can get high ground from it, but you can't block line of sight. I don't know how that works, but it's just a weird bug. Yeah, my headphones are really dark in here. I don't know what's going on. Hopefully it doesn't show up in the recording. I don't know, you guys can tell me. It sounds like the audio is moving from like my right ear to my left over and over again. Second SC being built by me now. Seems okay, that's a relief. Yeah, it's probably just a hardware thing, but... 2 artifacts picked up here now. We're going to attempt to get those to the extraction zone. There's still not really any auxiliary tech here from Houston. He's still just on assault ships. So I don't know how he's going to stop this, because I think rail LAV wins against rail armor generally. Or sorry, wins against the LAV armor. Strikecraft armor. You know what I'm saying. He does have those carrier missiles though, so it's difficult for me to set down turrets. I actually really just want to keep these guys turret slot free for, or the turret ability off of cooldown so that they can drop down anti-air if they need it. Because that's what really worries me here. You can see power reserves teching for Houston as well, so he wants to make this carrier a bit stronger. But he's kind of foregoing siege tech by doing this, and I think that's what he needs, because it counters rails pretty nicely. That would force me into some different tech. As for me though, I'm not really going for anything either. Mag Excel is on the way here, but I just want to get more LAVs, it looks like. And it looks like I am going to set another turret here, because I think he can win this skimmer fight. He's not going to commit, though, so I mean... Oh, now he's moving in. Now he's backing away. I don't know, I kind of think he could have come in here and gotten these railguns, but, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that would have been a throw. Artifact comes out. 2 artifacts, actually, of course, so I'm going to be feeling good about that. Wow, now it's getting really bad for me. It's a little strange. Sand skimmer armor on the way for me. Or no, for Houston. I'm very smart. So I'm just going to go for the production upgrade. I'm going to like triple pump LAVs. Because my thought is that like I need more rails if I want to push on his carrier. That's not really what I need. I just want to get more artifacts out. Because until he forces me with another tech choice, I can do this forever. He's going to try to push on this turret too, but I don't know if he can. And the con of carrier is what he really needs to snipe these turrets out, right? Does it have range? No, we're just going to get a good hit on these LAVs, it looks like. I don't know what these base runners are doing up on this high ground here, but... The other thing, though, that I didn't realize that's huge right now is that I'm on 3 base, and he's on, like, 1, kind of. He's just finally making another salvager to go on CUs there. So he's, like, on 1.5, and I'm on 3, so... That's really good for me. I'm banking a lot of RUs by doing that. And I can just like fill out my fleet cap with LAVs and stomp them, I think, because I've just got more production. I'm getting upgrades for them as well. He's got armor 1, to be fair. But yeah, I considered going in there too, but like that's probably a mistake. I'll lose a lot to this carrier here, and I don't want to be standing still here either. Yeah, let's back away. That seems better to me. The other thing I could do is go for like a support cruiser or 2 and like send them to the front line. Well, actually, I should just unlock the carrier in that case, right? I'm not Soban or whatever. Assault pack coming out now. About 10 seconds away. And yeah, we do see 2 support cruisers being built, so frontline heals and frontline production on the way for me as well. And Houston still is just... Now he's on like 0.5 base. No, now he's on 1 base. He does have this fully saturated, but... It's not good, right? It's not good. He did take a decent trade here, though. So I'm going to have to give a bit of respect to his sand skimmers next time, but... We're going to get upgrades. And that will change the dynamic greatly, I think. SCs are finishing now as well. Damage 1 on the way for me. And then I think he's going to push here, so we're setting down a turret. But that turret actually has vision and is shooting, which is great for me. We caught a skim there as well. Vehicle damage 2 on the way. This is a bit troll. Okay, yeah, there we go. Just a bad rally, but it happens all the time. Yeah, it is, right? But, like, he can take it out with the kind of carrier missiles. That's what he should be doing. He's got vision on it, too, so, like, just XX, you're gonna take him out. But now, see, he understands, though, he really needs to stop this extract here, right? This is gonna be another double, and then we're gonna be in trouble, really. He's gonna take it out with the carrier, but, like, he actually takes a not insignificant amount of carrier damage when you push it like that. That's one thing that surprises people when they come from vanilla. But those cruise missiles, you know, you can't dodge, so you're going to kill that turret post. There's just like no way that it survives. Vehicle damage 2 done now, and like look at the numbers here, right? 17 to 10. It's only going to get bigger too, because obviously I've got that triple production. We're going to go for SC anti-air as well, because I don't know, like where's his tech? Like I was wondering where that air is going to be. I didn't know his carrier was here either, right? So these guys are just kind of driving to the extract, but this is where the real battle is going to take place. We're gonna boost into it. I want this fight. And indeed, you would expect I would win this fight too. Assault chips are here though. But again, this is the fake hill of Kalash Teeth, or Firebrick Krill, so I'm able to like shoot at him anyway, which feels pretty cheap, but it's just how the map is. Assault chip goes down there. Yeah, it's this hill in particular too. There's a little bump over there, but this one is real. So that hill is the one that's fake. The fake hill of Firebase Krill. He actually killed a base runner, by the way, with just like cruise missiles. It's nicely done. But I'm a little bit surprised to see Carrier here. I can maybe fight it anyway though. But I mean, the big story I think is though I'm gonna, yeah, he GG's right there. I'm gonna wipe his bases. There's no way, and then I'll just send the rails over here and I'll be able to put together a Carrier kill. So he sees the writing on the wall and he's gonna choose to GG at about 13 minutes. And that'll make it a relatively quick 3-0 for me, although I have seen faster. Sport Cruiser Grants here, never finished. But yeah, good games, I guess, because I was one of the competitors. But that will be me moving on to the semifinals, and that'll be the end of this cast.